In this video, I will be reviewing a chef's knife from a reseller called Mokithand. The original knife can also be bought at Grandsharp. Hello guys, I'm ChefPanko and I work in a Japanese restaurant. Make sure to subscribe if you want to know more about cooking and knives. This review is especially focused on the reseller called Mokithand and not Grandsharp. So let's begin the review. The knife has a brushed polish on the sides with no cladding. The complete knife is made from a German steel. It was advertised with a Rockwell hardness of 58, but during my testing it did not come close to that, and it feels more like an 55 or 56 to me. The handle is made from Pakka wood, but it was advertised as a G10 handle by Mokithand. Grandsharp on the other hand advertised the knives correctly from the start. Mokithand has changed the description of the knives, but I can only make a review about my experience when they were starting selling with the misleading specs. The handle has a nice looking rivet, which is a nice touch. It is a full Tang handle, so the knife is very durable. Pakka wood is wood with impregnated resins to make it more water resistant and more durable than wood alone. In short, there's less maintenance needed and the quality depends on how much they could impregnate the handle before you need to maintain it. The knife balance point is at the cap of the bolster, which makes the knife slightly back heavy. The bolster cap has a flush diagonal finish, which is ideal for a pinch grip at the bolster. The ideal gripping style is a pinch grip at the bolster because of the balance point and the bolster cap design. The spine has a distal taper, which means that the thickness at the bolster is 2.2 mm and the thickness goes slowly down to a 0.5 mm at the tip. Mokithand advertised the thickness as a 2.5 mm, but it only is 2.2 mm during my measurements. Grandsharp on the other hand advertised the knives correctly. The knife has a surprisingly good finish on the spine, no sharp edges at the spine. The heel is sharp, but with the recommended pinch grip at the bolster you will avoid touching the heel. You also won't be able to touch the heel if you are using a pinch grip at the blade, because of the design. The knife rivets has no sharp protrusion. What I did notice is that the normal rivets are a bit embossed but not sharp to the hands. The Mosaic Rivet is nicely in line with the Pakka wood. The knife is very sturdy since the knife is a full Tang handle with 3 rivets. The pinch grip at the bolster or blade is good since there's enough knuckle clearance. Pinch gripping at the handle is acceptable. While not recommended on a chef's knife, the fingertip grip has also enough knuckle clearance. The thumb or the fist grip is not recommended and the knuckle clearance is not there with those gripping styles. The knife profile is slightly straighter than a German knife, which I personally prefer. The knife quality is very good for the price that they sell them for. The Rockwell hardness of 56 is a bit low for the professional kitchen. The edge retention is exactly what you can expect from a knife with a Rockwell of 56. It is suitable for most home cooks. Despite the false advertising from Mokithand, the knife itself is from a good quality, especially for the price. Mokithand as a reseller has a lot to improve since the knife came with a dent in the cutting core, since they did not pack the knife correctly, and their advertising team need to change the knife's description with the correct specifications. The logo on the knife is something that needs to improve too, and I prefer the knife without the Mokithand logo. The exact same knife with no logo can be bought from Grandsharp, and they currently include a free edge guard with the same pricing as Mokithand. Since the knives are identical, I would suggest you to buy it from Grandsharp. The link to both stores are in the description below. Since the Rockwell hardness is only 56, the edge retention is not great, but suitable for home cooks that also want to experiment with whetstone sharpening and honing rods. This is the ideal knife for beginners that want to experiment. If you are a professional cook, then this knife is not your knife, unless you want to use it as your beater knife. That's it for this review. If you have any questions, feel free to ask it in the comment section below. If you want to know more about cooking and knives, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and I see you in the next video.